again, good afternoon. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the City of Leominster. Thank you for joining us here on our afternoon update briefing. And we'll give you the numbers. We just got them in, local numbers, and then we'll give you the state numbers as soon as we get them. Let's see, this is the 13th of April. Here are the numbers. So the numbers are 48 testing active, but 30 coming off it for a total of 78. So yesterday we were at 42 testing active. That's gone up 6. And then on the other end, it's gone down 6, so to speak. So we're up 6 on testing positive, and then we're down 6 to we're down 30, which is actually less than it was yesterday. So that's pretty substantial. Yesterday, only 24 down. So pretty consistent across the board. Better reporting, more testing is having a lot to do with it, and faster documentation is what's making the difference. A couple little extra PSAs here, a few commercials here. The 50th annual virtual walk for homeless, because of the COVID virus, there was a scheduled walk, and you can still participate. It's for homeless families. It's North Star Family Services, and they take in families. They're the only agency that homeless organization that takes in families and work to help them with financial planning, help them with finding a job, all of those things. So they do a great job. So if you'd like to help them out, you can go to their website, which is northstarsfs.org. And it's $10 for a friend, $25 if you want to be a supporter, and $50 to be an advocate. Again, northstarsfs.org. It's a virtual celebration. And yeah, so it looks like what they're going to be doing is taking a walk between now and June 20th. Walk safely in your neighborhood, practicing social distance. You could take pictures of yourself walking and share it on your favorite social media site and just say that, you know, this is your virtual walk for North Star Family Services. So it's a great organization. The churches all take part in helping them. Each takes a day and cooks for them to provide a healthy meal, and that takes a tremendous burden off of the actual center of the North Star Family Services, because that's something that you know, a little less for them to be concerned with, and it certainly reduces the cost for them. But they've done wonderful things here in Leominster, and you can talk to the neighbors that live around there, and they'll tell you they run a dignified, respectful organization. So thanks to them. If you're just joining us, my name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the City of Leominster, and the winds have kicked in. Sitting at my desk probably a half hour ago on a conference call, and I could just hear the wind. It was pretty powerful, but that one gust, I'm not sure how fast it was moving, but I could tell that it was going to do damage. And within seconds, we started getting power outage calls and trees down. And the thing is with trees is when they end up on electric lines, we can't touch them. We have to wait for National Grid to come in. They then bring in crews that are certified to work around and trained to work around live wires, and then the crews come in to repair it. So sometimes it's a little lengthy, not to mention that if wind speeds are over 30 miles an hour, National Grid is not allowed, no power company lets their people work up in the bucket trucks when it's above that. So I've only heard of one power outage at this particular point, and it affects about 8 people. So we'll let you know as if and when we get them. But the winds did kick in, and it was that 330 surge that we got, that huge gust that is responsible. Other than that, we've had a few branches down today, and yes, we've had some trees, but nothing major. Phone numbers, again, I always give this out because you never know who's listening. All of this information I give you is on our website, 978-534-7500. That puts you in touch with city government. Any questions you have, If you can't find information online, by all means, call that number and we will get you to the right department. Down at our Emergency Operations Center, 978-534-7500, extension 5055. If you'd like to volunteer in some capacity, let us know at that number. And also, if you need assistance for something, whatever it might be, 978-534-7500, extension 5055. School lunches today appears to have gone pretty smoothly. So beginning today, you'll get a lunch for Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, you'll get Wednesday, Thursday. And then on Friday, you'll get Friday and through the weekend. So a little bit of a change there. Pickup spots from 7 to 10 in the morning is Johnny Appleseed School, Francis Drake High School, and Fallbrook. And then volunteers and city workers bring over the rest of them, the lunches over to Silverleaf at Litchfield Terrace, as well as Riverside Apartments on State Street, and we bring the rest to City Hall. And if there's a problem getting to one of those locations, let us know. We'll hand you a couple lunches and breakfast. And then if you absolutely can't get anywhere, then please call us and we'll make sure you will get a lunch. Still got the same numbers coming out by county. In terms of some of the other communities, Shrewsbury is at 78. This is of the other day. We don't have the updated numbers for you. But just to give you an idea, 86 in Fitchburg, 34 in Hudson, 45 in Westboro. And somebody had reported to me in Lunenburg, they put out their numbers once a week or whatever it is. I don't have those because my phone is being used to tape this today because Facebook decided to change some things. So we have to reboot the station's Facebook page to be able to operate the way we have been. So I can't see my phone. It's over there. It's being used so that you can watch this through Facebook. Testing sites, a couple of them in town. And remember, there's more and more testing being done every day, and therefore the numbers should go up. The numbers we want to watch, though, are the cases coming off and also the hospital cases. And at least in Worcester County, and that's where we're judging the numbers by. And that's really where you want to watch that as it relates to us. And not that we don't care about the rest of the state, but as it relates to us, to sort of watch those numbers for how many are tested positive, how many end up in the hospital, how many are coming off the list, and what are the other numbers by county. So testing sites, Health Alliance, Community Health Link, and Reliant, all of them you'll need to make the phone call to those agencies first. They will instruct you. If you call Health Alliance, please have your physician, have your doctor, call your doctor first. In any case, call your doctor first. Tell them what your symptoms might be, and they will work from that and either recommend, quarantine or that you seek a test. But more and more tests, and I was saying on our show this morning, let's go through some of these slides here, I guess. Yeah, there's our testing sites. Perfect, guys. Nice job. And news from the governor. Full response team is ready to respond to any storm in the event that we need to. The state is working with utility companies to have enough crews to respond. The mobile testing sites are hard at work at group homes and nursing homes. They have conducted more than 3,700 tests at 200 facilities. More than 30 facilities are now able to perform their own tests. Shout out to mass manufacturers that have turned their operations around to make PPE equipment. Earlier this month, the Manufacturing Emergency Response Team was established to work with manufacturers to adapt their facilities to make needed items for COVID-19 pandemic. Over $10 million has been made available to assist these companies. And right here in Leominster, just one of the companies making masks for us. We've been getting a steady stream of masks is AIS Company. And thanks to them and Bruce Platzman and the whole team there. And anyway, the other companies that are making other things, so we thank them all, and we'll certainly note them as we find out about them. If your company is interested in participating, go to masstech.org. If you believe you can help, fill out the form, and the team will respond to you. Somebody from that team will respond to you, so nice news. School, MCAS requirements this year. All unemployment forms are now available in Spanish. Preparing for the surge, what they say is probably going to be the 26th. The governor is urging people to wear a mask if you can't social distance. Yesterday was the single highest day for positive tests. Hospitalization is increasing, and we need to continue with that practicing social distancing. And you can read on there, 220 events arrived from the federal stockpile. Boston Convention is set up for a hospital. Worcester DCU is set up. There's an emergency number there for sexual assault and domestic violence, 877-785-2020. And again, those offline hospitals being set up are set up so they can take those that are recovering who aren't ready to maybe go home yet and put them into one of these makeshift facilities to give them a little more care before they release them to their homes. There's a phone number at the bottom there. That's the nursing home family resource number. If you have any questions at all about a loved one, that's the number to call, 617-660-5399, and they'll be glad to take your information, get you that. And look at that, you guys.
Comments.
Look at you guys. I've just gotten handed a sporty electronic device. So no power on Smith Street. Let's see. I'll go back a little bit. Let's see. See them later. He cannot see the comments because no, I can see him now. Hi, Michelle Desprez. Long time. Yes. So go ahead and post them on Facebook if you'd like. I can now see them. Right? Yeah. I'm good now. They handed me this sporty little device here. I like this. So if you have any questions or anything, you can put them on here, and I'll read the questions off, and then I will give you an answer. So one of the things that surfaced today and was that some of the people that were shopping at some of the stores were worried about the customers that work there. And so the Board of Health, I had the Board of Health check in on that. And apparently some of the supermarkets will supply their employees with gloves and masks. And so at some point, it was optional if you wanted to wear a mask, but you had to wear gloves. I'm not sure. And again, we're learning more and more every day because gloves really aren't doing anything other than transferring the things to, you know, if you're touching things with your gloves and then you're touching your face, then that defeated all purposes. But also what happens is, you know, you're taking the gloves and you're touching a bunch of things, and if there's something on the surface, you're just moving it over to the next one. So CDC has some great information about all of these things, and instead of, you know, watching social media all the time and taking everybody's an expert, and I mean that in every world. I don't mean us, but everybody's an expert commenting on things, and they don't always get it right either. So best thing to do is go to the CDC website, and they'll instruct you. So anyway, as they get masks, they are requiring their employees to wear masks. A couple of the stores we weren't able to reach today, but as soon as we do, we'll find out. We're also going to the stores, the big box retailers that have garden centers. We think that as soon as it gets busy and it gets warm, it's going to get real busy. And those garden centers are set up most of the time with one, maybe two registers, which means there'll be lines. It also means that those areas are pretty congested. There's not a whole lot of aisle space in those outdoor centers. So we want to sort of get them ready and thinking about how maybe they limit the amount of people that go in and out and all of that. So we're trying to get them to start thinking about what might happen. There we go. It got stuck. Okay, no power on Smith Street. Power's on at Nancy's house, okay. I can't find any gloves and won't go without them. So like, you mean the leather gloves there, the nylon gloves? I don't know if anybody knows where people can find them, if that's what you mean. Those synthetic gloves, whatever they are, little plastic gloves. If somebody knows where they're selling, I know Tractor Supply, not Tractor Supply, but Ocean State had some, and then what's the place? Harbor Freight used to sell a ton of them. I don't know if you can still get them there. Low power. Deb, what do you mean by low power on Merriam Ave? That's where one of the trees went down into the power lines up on Merriam Ave. Yes, there are plenty of health apps that track positive cases and healthy people using their phones. Yes. There are a bunch of apps out there. Go to CDC. I start with the CDC for everything. There's like everything on there. Okay, Deb, you started something now. Yes. So low power means that they have probably shifted electricity around, and you'll get some power. It might not be enough to run everything in your house, but that, yeah, it's like a brownout. So you'll be able to run some things, but not all of the things till they can get there. I would expect that power will be out. And again, National Grid's amazing how they shift power around. So they shut one transformer off, but they can move power around and get you power from another street or another transformer. So I'd sit tight for a while if you're up in that Merriam Ave area, Smith Street, all those side streets, because it'll probably be a while. The weather's not great. It's still windy, and they're going to have to. Wachusett, yes, Wachusett Street is out. We had a crew up there, but had to call them off because the trees up in that area were right on the power lines. And when they fall on the power lines, we're not certified to be able to touch it. Deb, did I do a good job explaining it? Yes, low power. It's like a brownout. So, a couple things going on here. The transfer station has been closed on Saturdays in Fitchburg. Starburst has been postponed, but not completely. They're going to move to the August 22nd. Board of Health Recycling Day on the 16th of May. That's been postponed. And again, a big shout out to all of our police and fire. They've been busy. I'll tell you, over the weekend they were busy. Emergency management. Thank you to all those at the hospital and nursing homes, assisted living, home health care. There's just so many. There's this army of people that work in the essential business who are out there working while we're in somewhat of a quarantine. See, you learn a lot here on our show, on our updates. That's why I do them. I mean, a lot of the information is the same, but as I sort of talk on topic, people enter great information here, and then we're able to share with that. So they're actually helping me with content. Let's see. So tax information, we can go another month. We'll go to June 1st. So if your taxes are due May 1st and you're having a difficult time and you need to go to June 1st, that's fine. Other bills you might have received after May 10th, as long as they're paid by June 30th, we can't run without your money. So we need you to pay taxes. But again, we're going to delay it till June 1st, and then anything that came in after March 10th, we'll delay until the end of June. There's another thing. You can, if you've never done it before, you can mail in your payments. Go to our website, leominster-ma.gov, and you can pay online. You can drop your payment at the top of the stairs. Come at the front of City Hall and drop it in that box. Don't drop cash, though. And, yeah, we'll get you all set up. What else does anybody say? Our account's open. What do you mean, our account's open? Will I still have fireworks for your birthday, Iris? Yes. Well, I mean, it depends. I think we'll have them for everybody's birthday at this point, but there'll be fireworks on, what did I say, August 22nd. Is that when your birthday is, Iris? Also, is the registry open? Yes. I will get my stimulus check Wednesday. The bank sent an email today. Yeah, so I think, hi Michelle down at Miranda's Pub. So I think what happened is people saw this thing get entered into their checking account, and what happened is it vanished later. They thought it was an actual deposit, but if you really read it, I think what it said, now investigator Dean Mazzarola was working on this most of the day, because I saw that people were saying, first I got my check, and then it was gone. You didn't get your check. You got notice that you're going to be getting a check. I know you got all excited. You thought that was the automatic deposit. So, yes, all they're doing is notifying you, I think. Is that, Matt, is that the case? It looks like it's a deposit, but it'll say, it's kind of like if you made a deposit today or somebody's trying to cash a check, and it takes a couple of days to clear. I think it works like that, I think. Is the registry open? Yes. It's open only if... for certain things, and I'll get to that slide. Is that a question? Nope. Oh, okay. Total numbers. Total numbers in Massachusetts, 26,800, it's almost 27,000. That's up about 1,400. In Worcester County, it's up only 96 at 2128. So that's the lowest increase that we've had in a while. Hospitalized seems to be leveling off at 2,340. And that's an increase of about 105. Total tested, though, each day it's been going up between 5,000 and 6,000, 122,000. And deaths are gone up 88 just for today to 844. So again, it's just my looking at the numbers, looking like it hasn't gotten a whole lot worse. And again, they've pushed that to April 26th. So we'll have to sit tight and see what these numbers mean. Now, total numbers across the state, Suffolk County and Middlesex County are really the places where they've seen the biggest impact. I think it was like 44% or 43%, but 44% of all deaths are coming from facilities like nursing homes, and obviously what happened out, horrifying what happened out in Holyoke. So I'll read those numbers again in case you missed it. Tax prep CPAs, are they open? Yeah, if you call them, they're pretty much operating virtually. I know I didn't get to do my taxes, so I'm going to have to do them a little later than normal. So David says he got his stimulus check. But did you actually get it, or did you see that little thing like pending? There's a difference. Michelle, you're on fire today. Good job. You're helping me out. Registry is open for certain things. So if you have a commercial driver's license and you need to renew it, if you need to register a motor vehicle, then by all means, don't be driving around unregistered. Where's my little slide? I'll read that slide later. It's in here if you need to go to the registry. June. Well, Iris, we can't do it in June. Yes, usually Starburst is in June, but we had to push it ahead because we really weren't sure, and it's a big event, so they pushed it to August. And if you remember, we did it one time, it worked out well, so this year it'll be on Kids Day, and then at night will be the fireworks, so kids will sleep well. But we'll make sure we note that it was supposed to be on your birthday. Yes, Matt. So that's what happened, Matt. You got this little thing, and it said you were going to get your stimulus check, but it was only basically basically it was just letting you know it's coming because it takes a couple days to clear, and it'll be available on Wednesday for you. Good. Joe Fraticelli is open. He's doing. Lauren Jew said yes. Joe Fraticelli is open. I think most accountants and CPAs are open for business, and I'd give him a call, but I think most of them can operate pretty much anywhere. Actually, it might be a good time because people like me didn't get a chance to do my taxes, so it might be actually a really good time. As of right now, summer concerts are still going on. They're going to start on Thursday, June 4th, and if there's any change, I'll let you know, but these are the concerts in the at Carter Park, and Sonny's working on it. He's picked it back up again this year, so plan on it. DCU makes your money available once they have notified the money will be available. Wow, that's pretty interesting. So even though it's not technically clear, DCU will make that money available. So they're going on a little limb, not that the government's going to take it back, and let me just give a big shout out to the federal government. I think 9 out of 10 people that I spoke with said they didn't expect to get a check, and if they did, it wouldn't be for months later. So they really set the bar high this time. People anticipated low, and it actually worked out okay. So that's interesting at DCU. I don't know if other people are doing that. Is there a special number to get an appointment at the registry? Yes, I'm going to read that in a minute. Let me get it. I think it's some slides down here. I'll read it for you because then I'll be able to put it up on the screen. So somebody else got theirs. My son and daughter-in-law got theirs last Friday. Yeah, I got it and transferred it to savings. Yeah, so it looks like good stuff happening. People are actually getting their checks. It's exciting. And it's going to help. It's going to help people pay their rent, hopefully help support small business, pay your taxes. Good. Okay. Mass Cultural Commission, if somehow or another you're making part of your living through the arts, then they have some $1,000 grants they can help out with. And all you have to do is, I shouldn't say all, but if you're an individual artist, independent teaching artist, humanist, scientist, and as a direct result of COVID-19, you've had to have cancellations or closures, go to massculturalcouncil.org. They might be able to help you out. There you go. There's the information. Take a picture, or you can go to our website, leominster-ma.gov, and all of this information is there as well. How to get your stimulus check? Well, they're going to automatically deposit for you. If you don't have automatic direct deposit, then you can go on their website, punch it in, and you'll get it again electronically. If not, you can. It'll be a couple weeks before you get it, and they'll just mail it to you. So there you go. businesses, again, yeah, so DCU apparently they take your paychecks and just automatically deposit it as if it cleared. So that's a pretty good service. Stimulus package for businesses, beginning to get a lot of questions surrounding this. There's 3 different programs that they've had: the Paycheck Protection Plan, Economic Injury Loan, Emergency Economic Injury Grants. Again, go to those websites, Central Mass, not centralmass.com, Leominster-ma.gov. We have one as well, and you can go to the SBA website. But those are probably the 3 best resources that you can find. Tonight on Leominster Blue Devil Facebook page at 8 o'clock, they will be lighting up Doyle Field and playing the fight song to show their support, because this was supposed to be the time of year when Leominster sports were supposed to kick off the season. So no pun intended, but in light of that, tonight on the Leominster Blue Devil Facebook page at 8 o'clock, they will be lighting up Doyle Field and playing the fight song to show their support. I'll be watching. In fact, I will try to get their page and share it. How's that? You know, I honestly, I don't know about the sporting season. Maybe they can sort of shrink it down, and depending on what the sport is, but I still think there's some hope for it. And again, I've said time and time again, for seniors, get together, get on, you know, get on one of these social media package sites where you can Zoom, and there's so many different, you know, Comcast has, I'm some Chromebooks has them, and Google has them. Get on and start putting some plans together about what if we can still pull a prom off in the end of May, and what if we could pull one off the first week? Start putting those what ifs together. I wouldn't let this opportunity pass. You are the class of 2020. Yes, in order to get your check. You didn't have to file for 2019. If you didn't file, Michelle, then they'll go back to 2018. So they'll just use the data from 2018. So unless you made like a ton more money in 19 or vice versa, they're still going to send you that check. It may be adjusted based on the fact that they had to go back to 2018 because you didn't file for 2019. Yeah, Google Hangouts. That's it. Superintendent said Google Hangouts. So students, get together. Put together, believe me, the community will support you. Businesses will support you. I told you, we'll block off downtown. We'll bring in flowers and waterfalls, and we'll get real creative about it all. Don't nix it, right? This is the last. You know, I was looking at yesterday at my class. Somebody had posted a picture, and we always did that class of whatever it was, class of 2020. Now they do it at a different spot, but we did it down in the courtyard. And I was looking, and we had, I think, the largest class in Leominster history. Right around that 73, 4, 5, 6, and 7 were the largest classes. And I was looking, and I recognized 95% of the people. Now, you got to remember, there's this little picture, and the graphics in 1975 weren't great. But I recognize so many people, and you know what? I haven't seen him since graduation. So that's why it's so important. I know there's social media today to stay in touch, but it's tradition to have a prom. Don't just nix it off and say we're just going to have to write it off and just, you know, sort of move on to college and forget about that. I think it's a valuable experience, and you should think about it, even if it's July or August. Maybe it's right before you go back to college, right? Maybe it's that opportunity to get together. Let's see. I got my money this morning. Nice job. I'm happy to hear that people are getting their money. That makes me happy. Is it true that liquor stores and grocery stores aren't accepting bottles and cans? I heard that. Wendy, can you check with Chris Knuth? I hope Chris Knuth watches this, the health director, but I assumed that that's the second person that brought it up to me, and if they're not taking them, are we still charging people for the bottle bill? I want to know that. My husband said they have temporarily stopped taking them. Yeah, but Jen, are they still taking you 5 cents for each bottle? I'd like to know that. It shouldn't be taking people's money, right? I don't know. Go Blue. Everybody says go Blue Devils. Yes, we are the largest class on that time frame. Yes, Fran was in my class. Fran, did you see people you recognize in that picture? Did you see it? In class of 75, did you? I saw people there. Dave Arsenault, who passed away, he was up front. I saw Lisa Angelini, lives in, I think North Carolina, South Carolina. Sandy Long's class was the first to graduate in the new high school. That's cool. And yeah, so I saw a lot of people there who, Billy Allen, who I think passed away in the last couple of years. So again, these things, these proms and get-togethers are super important. So don't, of course they're taking the 5 cents. Are you sure? Come on. Maybe they're just temporarily not going to give you money because they don't have time to mess with it, or because of sort of what might come up, sometimes, I don't know, cooties? Maybe it's a cootie thing. Dean Mazzarella is my name, and I'm the mayor of the city of Leominster, proud mayor of the city of Leominster. People here have been fantastic. They've been generous. We're ordering, I don't know how many, Chromebooks from the school department, but then also we're ordering a bunch that will be given to students who would otherwise never get a chance to have an electronic device, never get a chance to be connected to the internet, and they'll actually be able to keep those. And through the summer, when they want to stay up on their studies and they want to explore the internet and see what else is out there, they can do it right from their home. And so a couple different programs that are out there, and one is called Comcast Essentials Program. If you know anybody in this situation, you don't have to embarrass them. Just give them this and say, you might want to check into this Comcast Essentials Program, and let them know about it. And it's 2 months for free, and then basically $10 a month. So it's a great deal. Positive brought her soda for Sunday for Mom. Yeah, so I guess that's the way it's going to go. I'm watching from Downey, California, and want to tell you how great a job you're doing with your updates. How's it going, Diana, in Downey, California? We had some people from Louisiana last night message me, and they had tornadoes, and want to let me know they're okay. And just people from everywhere. It is amazing, and that is the reason why I think, as I look through my old class book, yearbook and everything, as you look through, there was a couple of people that said as soon as they graduated, Maria Capone, she, I think, said during the summer of our graduation, said, see you, I don't know, I'll talk to you, I don't know, in the fall or something. And I think she graduated, went to Italy, and if she's come back, Carboni. What did I say, Capone? Carboni, Maria Carboni. I think she ended up staying in Italy. I don't think she ever came back. I think maybe just to visit or whatever, but there's so many people, as I recognize them, like, yeah, that's right, they moved. And some people moved to other places, and some were, that was the tail end of Vietnam, so the people were still signing up, enlisting, and, or just decided they were gonna have a career. They thought maybe 2 or 4 years in the military and ended up staying 30 or 40 years. So it's pretty interesting to see where people travel to. So another interesting bits of information. But hello, and how big is Downey, California? How big is Downey, California? I'd like to know that. Anyway, Michelle says, oh, Michelle, you don't have to say nice things like that. I'll send you a check. Yard waste, April 6th. But we lost our good buddy there, Michelle. The anniversary was the 11th, if you remember. April 11th, the year of 2011, if you remember. I'm sure you do, but ironically that you should reach out tonight. Anyway, as I said, everybody's cooperating everywhere. Feedback this weekend from everybody I asked, and they said, we were out in trails, we were out in the parks. Even today, I got good feedback. It was raining, not a lot of people out, but people that were there yesterday all day were just texting me or messaging me saying, you know what? Few people gathering a little close to maybe they should have, but 95%, 99% of the people that were out there, were paying attention to their proper distance, had masks on, were out exercising. You can't stay in the house too long. Yes, I know you thought of them all day. I knew you wouldn't forget. They have about 100,000 citizens, and that's big. That's like Leominster, Fitchburg together, and maybe Lunenburg and a couple other little towns. So that's a big area. Hannaford and Market Basket are not accepting bottles. I assume it's a cootie thing, right? Nobody wants your cooties, and they don't probably want to send an employee out there and just probably to shut the whole system down statewide. So hang on to them. Maybe a scouting group will do a bottle drive, or somebody will be, school or something. Somebody will be doing a bottle drive, and you can just go to Benny. It's Benny's birthday. Happy birthday, Benny. And you can kind of do a good thing to help out some of these charities. And just think of churches and different organizations that raise money, to keep their operation going. And, they haven't they haven't been able to do it. Organizations that have big fundraisers and certain ones in these races are critical for their survival. And just think of how many then, have had to either postpone or just sort of write off these times. Cootie Gate, yes. Hey, you know what? Let's do a shirt. Cootie Gate 2020. I survived Cootie Gate 2020. Is that really like making too fun of the whole thing? No, would people get offended? But we do have to, we have to come up with a shirt, right? Everybody's got a mask. They'll be putting those away in little bins somewhere. And someday their great-grandkids will pull them out and they'll be like, what's this? And they'll be like, oh, geez, there was the pandemic. They're like, the pandemic? Yeah, I got my mask to prove it. Really, I don't know. If somebody wants to do the shirt, I know a few people that are probably watching that do shirts. Heidi was at 75. Yes, and you know what, Heidi? The thing is, we're still young. Like, this is nothing. I mean, I don't feel any different. My hair, look at it. It's all black. I mean, it was black. It's got a few black streaks in it. It was black. It's all gray. That I give to me all the face. I had black hair until Facebook came out, and then after that, it was all downhill. Okay, as long as nobody gets offended by a Cootie Gate shirt. Is that what it is? Cootie Gate 2020. Let's see. I survived COVID, and all I got was a lousy T-shirt. That's a good one, Michelle. I like it. Boy, you're still sharp. I haven't talked to you in a while, but still sharp. Still got it. Good for you. Let's see. I just sing my Corolla LOL instead of my, that song, My Corona. My Corona. Anyway, man, you guys get me off sidetracked here. Every time I say I'm going to stick to my slides here. Let's get back to some helpful slides here, and we'll talk about the registry. Helpful resources. These are all people that are helping out. They've been great. LeominsterLibrary.org, so you can download everything you could ever imagine and then some. Free Wi-Fi at the back of the library. And what year did Leominster High School have double sessions? So 75? I want to say maybe 75. I remember we did. We had those, I don't know, I went to school in the afternoon. And so I remember it was cold that winter, but we had no snow. So I'd take my ice skates and I would go to Rockwell Pond and I'd skate like back and forth, like all the way. It was so cool to be able to skate all the way down, all the way back, all by myself. Take my skates, carry them off to school, have lunch, and then off to class. And I felt bad because, like, we had Mrs. Rooney at the end of the day, English, you're getting restless. So I'd been skating in the morning, you're getting tired. It was dark out. When the buses pulled up, you could see the lights on in the bus, and your day was pretty much over. But the real painful part was your friends that were getting out at noon or 1 or whatever it was, 12 or 11. I forget what the hours were, but that was the hardest part was your friends were leaving and you were just going in. That was pretty painful. That was because of the overcrowding at the high school. But somehow or another, we survived. Mrs. Rooney was just an absolute rock star. She was great with us. She knew. And she sort of had this special way of knowing that she had to be creative and add some value to teaching kids English, especially kids that were a little bit hard to, we were a little bit wiry. We had a little bit too much energy, and she had to try to teach us English at 4 in the afternoon or whatever it was. So she tricked us into, she had some creative ways she had to come up with to adapt. And then we did, and she did a great job. Let's see. So the bear hunt is still going on. It's going to get nice this week, at least one day. And there's a 340, 350. Look at now people are like socializing on my Facebook page here. Hi, Heidi. My sister and I was thinking about you the other day. Fran, what's going on? This will be turning to like the dating site. You know what I mean? So, hey, who knows, right? That's okay, as long as everybody's happy. So so Leominster, we have a Leominster Facebook page. You can go there. They list all the addresses, and if you want to get added to that to the list, and Peters at leominster-ma.gov. And we still have a couple tablets at City Hall if anybody's interested in. These are set up for kids, so you download the programs, and there's a ton of stuff for kids to play. They're loaners. We have to get them back. I take English at 4 o'clock, and I'd get to sleep in. Yeah. No, a lot of people liked it. I mean, if you're a morning person like me, my parents worked. My father was up early, and, apartment wasn't huge, so I was just an early bird anyway. And so you know, I had to find something to do, so I did. And then, but it was hard to still be kind of awake and alert. So 77, you did too, huh, Maria? You also had, look at Fran Prepozeski. Everybody's saying hello to Fran. Hey, Fran, you're taking over my show here. Anyway, Fran's my buddy. Fran, you're going to get me a shirt from the Harley-Davidson dealership there, American? I told you, businesses, if you want to bring in a shirt, bring in a large so I can fit. I feel like my neck, something's going on here. I don't know. Maybe I should have zipped it up. If you have a shirt or a hat, look at my hair. I look like Ishkabibble. So if you have a hat and for your business or your organization, get some free advertising. I'm not looking for free shirts. I'm just looking to help. I have plenty of shirts. Trust me. I have T-shirts, more T-shirts than you can imagine, and hats. But if it can help your business, that's what we're all about, right? Help a local business. All right, so here's the registry part right there. Let's bring that up. Let's give it a full screen, please. There we go, registry of motor vehicles. So, yeah, if you have to do any of those things like your commercial driver's license or you need to register. I mean, I go to my insurance agent when I register a vehicle. I assume they go, right? But if you need to go, for whatever reason, there's I don't know what could possibly happen. But if you need to go, you got to go by appointment only, and you call that number 857-368-8000. And on our MassDOT meeting today, the registrar was there, is saying it's working pretty well. I mean, due to the circumstances. And they have a 60-day extension for your license and 60-day extension on your sticker. And commercial, I just found this out because apparently my truck came in weighing more than I thought it did, but I have a commercial inspection sticker, and so that's done differently, but it looks like another 30 or 60 days they're giving you. So there you go. See, they're cutting you some slack there at the Registry of Motor Vehicles. Who looks professional? Not me. I don't know. I started my 12th diet this morning, 12th of the year. We'll see how this one goes. I'm doing okay so far. We'll see how this goes. But how can you turn, like Peeps and all those little chocolate malted things, like I wait all year for those things. So I waited, and then we'll see what happens now. These are some of the businesses. They may not be open physically, but they're still operating, and they might be online where you can watch videos. In fact, my nephew was saying he teaches a lot of kids at his music school, and I guess it's working pretty good. With Len Broussard's Family Martial Art, I'm sure. I'm amazed. You can really give good lessons. A friend of ours, Tara's sister, was saying yesterday, her sister's out in Detroit Lakes, and she's been doing her classes, aerobics or Pilates, or I'm not sure what exactly the titles of what she does, but her workout sessions are online, and she's doing pretty well. She's lost a couple people, but picked up even more who had to call from who had to, drive in from a longer distance and said, let me try it out. If I can go, no, there's no egg. Well, go 2 weeks without no sugar. Yes, exactly. The problem is I would rather balance out things because just going without is sometimes, I don't know if that's the best thing because that seems to be in diets when people go on a diet and they just give up everything. And then they say slowly reintroduce that. It seems like it's too much of a pendulum swing. So before I had this really good regimen where I struck a good balance, and I'm trying to get back to that. So I didn't rule out sugar completely. I just, instead of getting the banana split, that tub of ice cream with 3 cans of cream on the top, I would get small. So I'm just trying to get back there. That seems to be what works best. Oh, the whole desk setup. Yeah, that's pretty neat, huh? It's right. It's our Inside Leominster show. This is how we do it. And they just left it set up today, and it's better than the podium, to tell you the truth. So I can move but yes, Michelle, I agree. If you can, but I don't know, I want to completely go out without sugar. Just more moderation. Let's go to our next slide. Community Resources, United Way. Not only have they raised money, but they're to help. If you need any help, call our office, and we'll help you get through to the United Way. If you're struggling in your house, need a little help, whether it's food or, I don't know, all the things that could possibly come up, let us know. Just give us a shot. 978-534-7500, extension 0, and we will work with United Way to try to get you some help. So I can't promise you the world, but a little bit here and a little bit there might help you out, right? If you know somebody that's struggling, maybe they're having a hard time buying food. Food's so expensive. I'm still that guy that goes into the supermarket twice a year. I buy half a carriage of things, and I think it's $20, and I get there, it's $100. And I'm like, what? What happened here? I don't understand. Well, food, men's ties, men's socks, and men's underwear have gone up astronomically. And I don't hear any ladies complaining about, nobody's coming to our cause. There are men's products that have gone through the roof, like quadrupled, and they're taking advantage of us, and no ladies seem to be interested in helping us in our cause. And we've been right by your side. Guys have been by your side, ladies, championing all of your causes. And like I said, ties are like 30, 40, 50 bucks. Socks, all these like men's products, probably because they know we only buy them like once every 10 years. So they figure if they're going to generate any profit off of us, they better do it quick. Trucks, pickup, things like that. And so I would like a little support out there. If you can. Hi there, I'm sorry, did you say 60-day extension on inspection sticker? Yeah, they're not, honestly, they're not gonna bother you. Tell them I said that. Unless you're driving around with 3 wheels and no windshield and your lights don't work and your blinkers don't work and you stick your feet out the door to try to slow the car down because your brakes are on, they're not gonna bother you, really. Nobody's gonna bother you about it. But yeah, 60 days it looks like. No, not at all, because what they do is, Michelle, what they do is they change the style. So all of a sudden, certain ties in, next season, your tie's out. It went from thin to wide. If you wear a wide one, you look out of date, and you look like you're like an old guy because you don't know what the current fashion is. So then you have to go out and buy thin ties. Then it's paisley, and then the next year, it's gone completely. They change it every season, so that's why, right? That's why. What do you mean? Many people will start making their own ties that might be, yeah, no, I'm sick. Have you bought a tie recently? A tie? I'm telling you, men's products are really what's gone up. Like, you can, I think even guys' razors are more expensive than ladies. See, no ladies out there championing the cause, should be holding signs in front of all these stores and retailers, writing letters on our behalf about this. Yeah, maybe people start making their own ties. That's a good idea. That's why you wear medium ties. Yeah, but you have to have the fashionable ones or you look out of date. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious when I see people, and it's not just the spaghetti stains on the tie. It's the look of the tie that throws it all off, and the look of the suit. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes it's double-breasted, and if you have double-breasted, then you got to put them all away. You can only keep those so long. I'm trying to find somebody that wants to agree with me. Not one person has agreed with me. But they're all talking about inspection stickers. Yeah, they're given 60 days. If you want to go back to that slide. I know I'm getting off. I'll read it specifically. So it says 60-day extensions for licenses. If your license expires April 15th, then they'll give you to June 15th. All passenger plates, registrations that have expired in March or will be expiring in April have been extended for 60 days. All commercial, non-commercial vehicle inspection stickers that expire March 31st must be inspected by May 31st, and all commercial and non-commercial vehicle inspection stickers that expire on April 30th, designated by a number 4 on the inspection sticker, must be inspected by June 30th. How's that? It all comes back style eventually. Yeah, but I mean, whose closet's big enough? They should lower prices on men's items. Thank you. Welcome to the ladies' world. I was just teasing you, ladies. That's all. Ties are important to a man's outfit as women's purse and shoes. Is that true? You know, you got to have the package, I guess. You got to look fat. You just have to look with the times. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say is you got to look with the times. After school art, I gave super sketchbooks to all my students, and I'm putting drawing activities on Robin's Art Studio Facebook. That's a good idea. I'm surprised. I didn't know if it would really go over that well, but apparently it was. Parents are telling me they're taking, the students take music lessons, and it's going along really well. So pretty good. Wind just blew down scaffolding at Sunset Tower high rise, and it's been up there for 14 months, expecting and waiting for repairs. Yeah, luckily nobody got hurt. I heard that coming here, so it must have happened about a little bit before 4 o'clock. Oh, that's scary. Those wind gusts are brutal. Yeah, so there's a bunch of creative ways to do things, and you know what? In the future, it might just be that we do more of that. And this morning we talked about. Here's my theory. It's been about a month. We're starting week 5. People have been home. I know people that haven't left their house other than a few times, so they're in this self-quarantine mode. And now that this has been going on for about a month, heading to 5 weeks, that people are beginning to get antsy. Weather's getting nicer. My feeling is things will take a little bit of a turn this week and next week. That people will begin and businesses will begin to lose their patience. And we predicted that weeks ago. It's just human behavior. I use that as an example of 2015 when we had all that snow. By the time March came, people had it. People's nerves were on edge. And people said some things that probably they wish they could take back or did take back. I guess we all got on each other's nerves. That's normal. So prepare for that, but I think the pressure will start to begin to mount on elected officials, state, federal, and local, in terms of, when is this going to be over? Can we start to loosen some things out? So did they really shut down like all of the veterinarians? Now, there's a place that if you're going to start to loosen things up, there are places like that. Cleaners, I guess, are essential, but nobody's working, so nobody's bringing them. I went to bring my shirts today, they're closed. And I had a pile of them. And so, places like that, places that don't have a lot of walk-in traffic, there's maybe service, business, junkyards shut down. If you're not doing the business, eventually you're going to just shut down, not because the state or the federal government said you had to, you just couldn't do the business. That's how I anticipate businesses to start to open. We're talking with restaurants about outdoor dining as much as we possibly can. We'll work with you. Be surprised the creative ways we can come up with that. Ask him if he knows Joe. Joe who? I don't know Joe. I know a lot of people named Joe. I don't know what that... Jason, who's Joe? Ask him if he knows Joe. Joe who? But anyway, I expect that people are going to get on edge. The pressure's going to be on to begin to open things. And businesses are rethinking the way they do things, right? They're rethinking the way that they offer services. And with this new sort of thing, imagine, and I said this morning, right? Imagine you're a person that jumps on that train in Fitchburg or Leominster or Concord every day, and that train is packed. Imagine you're on one of those subways or one of those tall office buildings in Boston, and you get there every day through public transportation, and then you go down to one of those Starbucks or one of those coffee places, there's 100 people in there, but you ordered online or you ordered from your tablet. And imagine that now you have to go back to that. At some point, you have to go back to the fact that everything there is just squeezed in. And how do you fix that, right? Cities and areas of the country that were built like New York City, where you walk down the sidewalk, or Boston, you walk down the sidewalk and there's barely enough room to breathe. And now breathing is important, right? So how do we get back to that? And I think it's going to be that smaller the business, the better. There are a few people there. People pay a little extra for that, so they won't be in areas where they are congested. What happens to things like in the North End when they have all those big festivals and it's shoulder to shoulder? I'm walking by. I'll support them maybe in another way, but I'm not going there. What do you think about Disney? If you're a business owner, watch what Disney's doing, because Disney isn't just going to sit by and watch all this happen. They will do creative things to get their audience back. They're not going to open. I remember I was saying this, I don't know, was this last night I was saying? I was at Disney one day, down visiting my daughter, and I went alone. I went to the park, and I just got this alert, and it said, Disney's closed. Disney was at its capacity, and I could feel it that day. It wasn't fun to be there with all those people. I suspect that they're already working. A lot of companies are already working. Yeah. I've been on here an hour ranting for an hour. Oh, my word. It's their fault. It's people here. Big shout out to Marathon Staffing for helping New England Wire product hire 35 people. They got this giant order in the sort of medical supply, the PPE business. They're going to supply a giant company with supplies, and New England Wire, who makes the, so they make those displays that are made out of wire that you put like tonic on and soda and all kinds of things, you know, heavy duty things, oil and all those big heavy duty things. They're in Leominster here with 2 facilities. Anyway, thank you to Marathon staff, and they helped them get 35 employees to help fill that order. That was great. Good to hear. Anyway, here's the drill part. Assume you have the virus. Assume everybody you know or come in contact with has the virus. Assume every surface you touch is somehow or another compromised, and soap and water and anything that's got an alcohol-based product. I'll read the numbers one more time real fast. In Leominster, it is 46 active that are testing positive and 30 that are off the list for a total of 78. Yesterday, we were 42 and 24. One more time, 48 testing positive and 30 that have come off the list but could still be under quarantine. Okay, that's it. Thank you to all those out there providing us in the healthcare world, law enforcement, public safety, wherever you are, you know who you are, grocery stores, convenient marts, everybody out there, you know by now who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be nice, be kind, be helpful, be patient. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock, from somewhere in Leominster.